Today we're going to stick with a classic. We're going to make steak béarnaise. And I'm going to show you how to make a fail-proof sauce béarnaise. But first we have to deal with our meat. I have here two beautiful black Angus ribeyes, which are well marbled. So they will give us some really good flavor from the fat, of course. As you know, there are two schools of thought about seasoning steaks. Either you season on the table after cooking or you season them before. We like both, but today we're going to go with seasoning before we put them in the sous vide. And that's basically what we're going to give them: sea salt and a bit of pepper. These are quite thick, so you can give them quite some seasoning. Freshly cracked pepper, pat it in a little bit, and then the other side gets exactly the same treatment. Take our first steak here, get it in, nice and flat. And then we take a sprig of rosemary to give some extra flavor. You could add some garlic here also as an option if you wanted to, but we've chosen not to do that today. Into our sealer here and seal it up. Both our beauties, they're ready and they're looking mighty fine. And they're going into the sous vide, and we're going to use my new sous vide box for the first time.
When did you order that?
In a weak moment. I mean, I have a thing for gadgets, I can't help it.
You have many of these weak
But it's
moments.
actually quite smart, because you see here, it has these things here that keeps them down. So I'm quite happy with that. It's
that
clever.
looks beautiful.
I have the water running at 53 degrees Celsius. We are aiming for a good medium rare here. In with our steaks. Then we close it, and they are being kept submerged here for the next couple of hours. The steaks are swimming, I've had my nap, and they will be ready in about 20 minutes. So now it's time to get started on our sauce. And as I promised, I'm going to show you how to make a fail-proof béarnaise. And I know all the top chefs out there with their Michelin star restaurants, they will say, that's not how you make a béarnaise. But this is my veranda, and it's my rules, and I'm here to show you how to make it so you don't make a mistake. There are a few key ingredients you need here. You do need fresh tarragon, or estragon if you so will. You will need fresh chervil, and you will need to get your hands on some tarragon infused vinegar. I'm not pimping any brand here, but that's what I could get online. What we start out with is a small pot, and then we're going to create a vinegar reduction. So, tablespoon and a half finely chopped shallots, 100 milliliter of our vinegar. And then we're going to go in with 1.5 tablespoons of finely chopped tarragon. My chervil, I will take half of it, so that, what is that, a tablespoon, a little bit more. We have to let that reduce until it's almost dry. When the vinegar is almost evaporated, like this, you only have a little bit left, then we just put this aside for a second. Then we put on a pot with maybe 2 fingers of water in the bottom, and we get that heated up, and we put a round bottom boil over. Let that come up to a boil. When the water starts boiling there, we keep it at a low simmer, and then we add our reduction. It already smells good. You can smell the tarragon.
It's nice. Very aromatic.
No, it is. I love béarnaise. And then we're going to add just a splash of water, maybe a tablespoon, tablespoon and a half. And we go in with 3 egg yolks. 1 broke, but it doesn't matter because it's going to break even more. So there we go. And then we start whisking. And when it starts thickening up, we add butter knob by knob. But don't add too much at a time, because then it will just cool down the sauce too much. You see how thick it got there? We're going to add about 300 grams of butter, but it's not really in the measurement here. You will keep adding until you have the exact consistency you are looking for. Get some more.
Now it starts smelling as béarnaise.
Yeah, the butter adds, the butter adds. It's not as involved as it seems, because it goes pretty fast actually. So it's not something that you have to do for 10-15 minutes here. It takes a couple of minutes and then all is done. So, and now the question is what consistency we are going for. I don't think I want it thinner than this. I like my béarnaise to be quite thick actually. So let's get this out of here. Add the rest of my chervil and whisk it in there. Oh, this is gonna be so good. And I like it when there's a lot of herbs in béarnaise. It shouldn't be like just butter and a little bit of green. It has to have herbs, you know.
Yeah, you need the aromas.
Exactly. I want to give it a taste here to see where we are regarding salt and pepper and stuff. That's bloody fantastic. It needs a pinch of salt. And then I'm thinking I want just a little bit more butter actually.
You want it more creamy?
I want a little bit more creamy, exactly. But that's the process, you know. You can make it to wherever you want to take it. It's all up to you. Now we have the consistency I like. So now we just need to transfer this to a nice bowl. There we go. It's just beautiful.
Well, looks-wise, it's perfect.
It's absolutely perfect. And now it will cool down a little bit while we do our steaks, and then it will thicken up nicely, and we have a perfect steak sauce here. Let's get our steaks out of the jacuzzi here. This is perfect medium rare, absolutely perfect. But it's gonna need some searing to look good. But we will take care of that. And there we are. Both of them, let them dry up a bit. I actually think I'm going to pat them dry with some paper towel first before we go to the grill. We have our gas grill running on full blast on all 5 burners. Obviously you could do this in a cast iron skillet on your stove if you want to, but we chose the gas grill today. So let's get some oil on the grill grates here. Let's see how our sear marks are coming along here. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's just give that a 45 here, so we get some cross marks here. Same to the other one. Put it in a new position, and we let it go for another 30-40 seconds. The smell here is divine. Now it's time to give them a flip. If that is not a sight of beauty. And I think they're all done. Let's have a look. Yeah. Beauties they are. And off they come. And now all we have to do is let them rest 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and then we are eating large. Moment of truth. Let's get one of the beauties out of here. They are so pretty. I mean, look at the sear marks on this. It's like, it's art. Let me show you here. I take a couple of slices here. Look, perfect medium rare. Again, wall to wall, I love sous vide.
Yeah, no gray marks around.
Nothing. Actually, that's a little trick I didn't mention before. After you take it out of the sous vide, let it cool down a little bit, because then the surface gets a little bit cooler, so when you sear it, you don't get a gray zone. So just a small trick that you need to take into account. Now, we come in with our beautiful Béarnaise over the steak, and now it's my turn to give this a try. Look at that beautiful medium rare sauce Béarnaise. It's just perfect. That's why it's a classic. It's a match made in heaven. You just don't get it better than this. So don't discard the classics. Don't always do fusion cooking, new shit. Go back to the classics. They're fantastic.